A Japanese fighter pilot takes a bullet to the head over Guadalcanal in 1942. He should have died instantly. Instead, he flies 560 miles back to base, half blind and bleeding. 41 years later, he shakes hands with the American gunner who shot him, and they become friends. Before we dive in, what time are you listening? Where are you from? Drop a comment below and tell me. And please like and subscribe for more videos like this. August 7th, 1942. The morning sun climbs over Guadalcanal. Saburo Sakai sits in his Zero fighter, 560 miles from his base in Rabaul. He has been flying for hours. His squadron reaches the island just as American forces land on the beaches below. Japanese commanders order them to stop the invasion. Sakai looks down at the chaos. Ships crowd the shoreline. Aircraft circle above. This is his job. This is what he trained for. He spots an American F-4F Wildcat below. The pilot is James Sutherland. Both men are skilled. Both men are dangerous. The dogfight begins. They circle each other, trading shots, pushing their aircraft to the limit. Sakai fires. His rounds strike beneath Sutherland's left wing. The Wildcat spins downward toward the ocean. Sakai watches it fall. Sutherland will survive the crash. He will become an ace later in the war. But Sakai does not know this yet. He only knows he has won this fight. A pulse Hawaii scanning the sky for his next target. That is when he sees them. 8 aircraft in formation. They look like F-4F Wildcats from this distance. Easy targets if he attacks from behind. Sakai positions himself carefully. He closes in preparing to fire. Then he realizes his mistake. These are not fighters. They are SBD, Dauntless Dive Bombers. And dive bombers have rear gunners. Harold Jones sits in the back of his SBD, facing backward. He is 20 years old, serving aboard the USS Enterprise. His job is simple. Protect his pilot from enemy fighters. His twin 30 caliber machine guns are loaded and ready. He sees the Zero approaching from behind. So do the other 7 gunners in his formation. They do not wait. All 8 open fire at once. Tracers fill the air. Jones keeps his finger on the trigger. Pieces of the Zero start breaking away. The canopy shatters. The aircraft jerks upward sharply through the broken glass. Jones sees the pilot slump forward against his harness. The Zero climbs higher, wobbling, clearly out of control. Jones watches it disappear into the clouds. He marks it as a kill. The formation turns back toward the Enterprise. Jones reloads his guns, heart still pounding from the adrenaline. He thinks about the pilot and that Zero, probably dead before the aircraft even crashed. Just another enemy fighter down, just another day in the war. But Jones is wrong. Saburo Sakai is not dead. The bullet struck just above Sakai's right eye. It pierced his helmet, pierced his skull, destroyed his vision in that eye instantly. Blood pours down his face. The pain is blinding. His Zero shakes from the damage. Controls barely respond. For a moment Sakai considers diving into an American ship below. A final act. An honorable death. But when he looks down, there are no ships close enough. Only jungle. Only ocean. Then he thinks about his duty. He commands a section in his squadron. Japan needs experienced pilots desperately. His men need him. Dying here accomplishes nothing. He makes a decision that defies all logic. He will fly back to Rabaul, 560 miles, nearly 5 hours of flying, with a bullet in his head. Half blind, bleeding. In a damaged aircraft. Most men would have passed out immediately. Most men would have given up. Sakai points his Zero toward Rabaul, and begins the most impossible journey of his life. Every minute feels like an hour. The pain in his head is constant, overwhelming. Blood covers his face, his flight suit, the cockpit instruments. He can only see out of his left eye. The right side of his vision is nothing but darkness and agony. He forces himself to stay conscious. He talks to himself. He counts the miles. He watches the fuel gauge drop slowly. His Zero rattles and shakes. The engine coughs occasionally, but keeps running. Below him, endless ocean stretches in every direction. If he crashes now, nobody will ever find him. If he passes out for even a moment, he will spiral into the water and disappear forever. Hours pass. The sun moves across the sky. Sakai's vision blurs. He shakes his head to clear it, which only makes the pain worse. He grips the control stick tighter. He cannot feel his fingers anymore. His entire body is numb, except for the burning agony in his skull. Still, he flies on. Finally, after what feels like an eternity, he sees land ahead Rabaul, his base. He is going to make it. Sakai lines up for landing, His depth perception is gone with only one functioning eye. He cannot judge distances properly. He brings the zero down anyway, landing hard but safely. The aircraft rose to a stop. Ground crew members rush toward him. They expect to pull out a corpse. Instead, Sakai climbs out on his own. Blood covers him from head to chest. His right eye is swollen shut, unrecognizable. He should be dead. Everyone can see that. But Sakai refuses medical attention immediately. He walks directly to his commanding officer. He delivers his complete after-action report. Every detail, every engagement, every observation about American tactics. Only after finishing his report does he finally collapse. Doctors work on him for hours. The head wound is catastrophic. Infection is almost certain. Even if he survives, Teitelim, he will never fly again. His days as a pilot are finished. Saburo Sakai proves them all wrong. He survives. The infection never comes. He loses most vision in his right eye permanently, but he adapts. Months pass. He recovers slowly but surely. By 1944, he returns to combat. He flies one-eyed over Iwo Jima, proving that determination can overcome nearly any obstacle. The war ends in August 1945. Sakai retires from the Navy. He returns to civilian life. Marries, starts a printing business. He hires other veterans who cannot find work. He becomes a man of peace, vowing never to kill again, not even insects. For decades, Sakai carries the memory of that day over Guadalcanal. The bullet, the pain, the impossible flight home. He never forgets. Then something unexpected happens. In the 1970s, his autobiography gets translated into English. American veterans read it. They reach out to him. In 1970, Sakai attends an American Fighter Aces Association meeting in San Diego. He is the only Japanese pilot there. An American P-51 ace approaches him through a translator. The message stuns Sakai. The American pilot tells him that the feelings described in his book are identical to what he experienced in combat. Share the same memories, the same fears, the same impossible situations. This changes everything for Sakai. These Americans do not see him as an enemy. They see him as a fellow warrior who understands what they went through. A historian named Henry Sakida begins researching the August 7th engagement. He identifies the SPD gunners who shot Sakai. One of them is Harold Jones. In 1983, Sakida arranges a meeting near Los Angeles. 40-1 years after that day. Over Saburo Sakai and Harold Jones stand face to face. Sakai brings a gift. His leather flying helmet from August 7, 1942. The bullet hole is still visible, right above the right eye. Harold Jones examines it carefully. The evidence is undeniable. His shot did this from a moving aircraft, while under fire from a Zero's cannons. The marksmanship required is extraordinary. Both men realize this. They shake hands. They exchange their stories. Sakai described the 5-hour flight back to Rabaul, half-blind and bleeding. Jones describes watching the Zeo climb away, believing he had killed the pilot inside. They discover something profound. No hatred exists between them, no anger. They were both doing their jobs. Both were professionals following orders in impossible circumstances. They become friends. They correspond. They appear together at veterans events. When someone asks Sakai about meeting the man who shot him, his answer is simple. The war was never personal. Saburo Sakai spends his final years advocating for peace. He speaks at schools across Japan. His message never changes. Never give up. The same determination that kept him flying with a bullet in his skull becomes his philosophy for everything. He visits America multiple times. He meets former enemies. He attends military reunions. He even works as a consultant for a flight simulator video game, bringing authenticity to how the aircraft should handle. He also does something that makes him unpopular with many Japanese veterans. He publicly criticizes Japan for not accepting responsibility for starting the wars in Asia and the Pacific. Many veterans resent this. They resent his friendships with Americans even more. On September 22, 2000, Sakai attends a formal dinner at Atsugi Naval Air Station. The U.S. Navy invited him as an honored guest. During the dinner, he suffers a heart attack. He dies that night, surrounded by American officers who consider him a friend. He is 84 years old. Few Japanese veterans attend his funeral. Harold Jones lives another 8 years, passing away in 2008 at age 88. Their friendship represents something rare and powerful. Two men tried to kill each other in 1942. 41 years later, they shake hands and find respect. One bullet, one impossible flight. Decades of memory. And finally, understanding. The war was not personal. It never was. They were warriors doing their duty. When the fighting stopped, they could recognize each other's humanity. Saburo Sakai flew 560 miles with a bullet in his head because giving up was not in his nature. That same refusal to surrender defined the rest of his life. He survived against impossible odds. He returned to combat when doctors said he never would. He built a new life after the war. He made peace with former enemies. He stood by his principles, even when it cost him friendships. His story proves that enemies in war do not have to remain enemies in peace. That courage is not just about fighting. That determination can overcome anything. One pilot, one bullet, one friendship. That is all it takes to change everything. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe for more videos like this. Retriclod can make mistakes. Please double check responses. Sonnet 4.5